Our guest today is the former president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko. He joins us from the streets of the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. Thank you very much for being with us today, Mr. Poroshenko.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed for supporting Ukraine and delivering truth about events in Kyiv and in Ukraine for my nation. Thank you.
Yes. So exactly where are you and what is the situation in Kiev where you are right now?
I'm in the center of Kyiv. It is about 800 meters from the governmental quarter and about 4 kilometers from the Russian troops. Exactly now, you see that we have an air raid alert because of the Russian bomber. And you know that today is from the 24th of February, today is the 5th day of the aggression. And all these days we have Russian missiles launching from Belarus and from Russia. And we have Iskander, we have an air raid, which is hit Ukrainian civilian. And unfortunately, about 500 civilians is already killed during this 5 days of war.
Right. Are you personally forced to sleep in a shelter as most of the inhabitants of the capital?
No, I'm staying in my party office, former party office, which is now the headquarters of the battalion of the territorial defense. I'm in this battalion. I'm organizing this battalion, and today we have lots of Kyivites, peaceful Kyivites, who is decisive to protect our nation. But I want to thank growing Western support, which come to Ukraine in the very difficult time, in the maybe the most difficult time of our history. This is happening from the very first day and hours even of the invasion, and the strong support is stopping, I hope, the attempt of Putin to ignite the World War III, and we are demonstrating that we are not afraid of Putin. We don't trust Putin. Putin is weak when we are together. And this is the absolutely great chance to demonstrate that when we united, when you are ready to present the sanction, when you're ready to present assistance, this is extremely important. And I want to thank here a very good friend of Ukraine and friend of mine, President Republic Macron, the Chancellor Scholz, and all the leaders of the EU, which making a very important decision yesterday, which was delivered by Ursula von der Leyen, who first time in the history of European Union make a decision to pay and to deliver to Ukraine the lethal weapons who can stop the aggressor and who can increase the price for Putin and for Russia to invade for Ukraine. Because Putin has launched an aggression not only against Ukraine, Putin launched an aggression against the EU, against France, and against the whole civilized world. And we here paying maybe the heaviest price, but we are protecting here also the freedom, the democracy, because the only thing of Ukraine is just we want to be free. We want to return back to the European family, and this is the reason why Putin hates us.
Right. Are you surprised, Mr. Poroshenko? I mean, you were president for years and you asked for more European support, that in a very, very quick succession, you had tough sanctions and you now even have weapons to be delivered. The EU foreign policy chief even mentioned fighter jets. I mean, this is quite incredible just in the space of a few days.
No, I'm not surprising. First of all, I'm proud that me and my team create Ukrainian army, and I'm proud the ability of defense and ability to hit Putin troops, which we demonstrate in delivering the evidence that Ukraine now has one of the strongest army in Europe. And that's why, by the way, this is the absolutely necessary decision to present to Ukraine membership action plan to NATO, because that would be a mutual beneficial cooperation, because with Ukraine, NATO would be stronger. And I think that this is extremely important that at least you have a first time in your history the decision to present to Ukraine military jet, because can you imagine that 52 jets and helicopters of Russia was hit and landed by Ukrainian Air Force and anti-aircraft missile. We definitely need this missile. We definitely need this aircraft, because tomorrow, if it is not if it not be heated in Ukraine, tomorrow that would be appeared on the any European nation's flight. That's what nation airspace, and we definitely need no-flying zone on Ukraine, because this is Ukraine is a sovereign nation. We have rights to prohibit the entrance to our airspace, and that would be one of the most effective steps for the European security. And we definitely need some other steps. We're still waiting. Very much welcoming the yesterday decision of the European Union Council, because we definitely need to confirm the European Union membership for Ukraine. Ukraine already paid a huge price just for the ability, for the possibility to be European. We definitely need to be presented to Ukraine the candidate status now. And we definitely, that would be a strong motivation for Ukraine to be united, to keep strong, and to be cooperative with the European Union. We definitely need now, can you imagine, to launch an accession negotiation without any delay. This is the right answer to Putin, who can prohibit us to be returned back to the family. And the last, we definitely need to funds for recovering, make it available for Ukraine when we now in the very difficult situation. So we have an absolutely clear plan. And today, in 20 minutes, I will be in the Ukrainian parliament on the meeting with the whole government, parliament, and everybody. And I will immediately initiate the application for the European Union membership. And we really think that the same decisiveness which was demonstrated yesterday for the lethal weapons and military support of Ukraine would be demonstrated to all other member states, because publicly they said that they are supporting Ukraine. And with this situation, I think that the Ukraine demonstrating what does it mean to hit Russia, because Putin expected that Ukraine meet Russian troops with the flowers, and instead of the flowers, we meet them with the Molotov cocktail, which we called in Ukraine Bandera smoothies, and lots of Russian tanks, Russian armed personnel carrier, Russian trucks with the Russian troops was hated, and the number of Russians who were killed during the last 5 days is exceeding 5,000. This is more than in Chechnya. This is more than in any other wars which Russia provides, more than in Syria or anywhere. And this is the way how we should stop together, stop Russia. But we want peace.
Right, Mr. President, speaking of peace, there's supposed to be some negotiations today between a Russian delegation, Ukrainian delegation. Do you have hope that this could lead to a ceasefire, or are you quite skeptical that it will lead to any kind of solution, at least temporary one?
Look, for the 5 years, I have lots of negotiation with Russia, with Putin. And it was very often when we reach the results. We don't need anything extraordinary. We just think very simple thing. First, we need a ceasefire. Second, we don't have any compromise on the territorial integrity and independence of Ukraine. We have just very simple demand. Russians, get out of Ukraine. Everything else we can discuss.
Do you think Mr. Putin is ready to do that, that he realizes that he may have miscalculated, or do you think that he will try to push and even more military pressure on your country?
I think he make many mistakes. First of all, he underestimated the ability to defense of the new Ukrainian army, who was created by Ukrainians, because Ukrainians are united. Ukrainians are not demoralized. Ukrainians are ready to fight. And Putin expected the blitzkrieg. Putin even prepared the press release. Then the second day, they keep Kyiv, they enter and they remove all Ukrainian government. And we don't give any chance on them. And already Putin paid a huge price. Second, he is not expecting that the solidarity with Ukraine and with Ukrainian would be so strong, and our Western partners can demonstrate such a unity in presenting the sanction. And sanction is now completely destroying the Russian economy. Sanction is giving the possibility that every Russian person who supports the killing of Ukrainians feel on his own pocket, because Russian currency, ruble, is devaluated 2 times on 50%. And that means that Russians start to be 2 times poorer. And this is just the beginning. Russian economy can be collapsed. Russian people can be protested against Putin. And Putin has no any other choice, if he can keep the country, like to withdraw the troops, make a ceasefire, and have a negotiation for the Russian security. We never attack Russia. We never have it in mind, and we never do that. The only thing we want is just peace, stop war, and get out Russian troops from Ukraine. And today, I think the whole world is with us. And I want to use, by the way, this opportunity to thank the French people, to thank the French government, to thank the President Macron, to thank, by the way, President Hollande, who both of them very closely cooperating with me. And I want to thank every single person who be today on the rally in Paris in supporting Ukraine. Я хочу подякувати українську діаспору в Парижі. I want to thank Ukrainian diaspora in Paris for being so decisive, for demonstrating such a unique solidarity. You are great. We are together. We are strong, and we defeat an aggressor. Definitely. Thank you very much, and merci beaucoup, les républiques.
Thank you very much, Mr. Poroshenko, for taking some of your time from the streets of Kiev.